Hey there, Danny here. Welcome to my ramblings. Tonight, I want to share with you some of my testimony. So, I've spoken about it in several other videos of mine, of bits and pieces of my childhood. I was raised by undiagnosed, but a narcissist 100%. And I dubbed her. I used to tell people as an adult, and especially in dating situations, that you cannot lie to me and you cannot manipulate me. And I would tell them the reason why is because I was raised by the world's best manipulator. And there was a point in my childhood that, because my mother drank a lot, all the time. And there came a point when she got into religion. Why she got into religion was because she happened to get her palm read. And she was telling us kids about it the next morning. And I was ever so excited because she seemed happy, and we didn't get her in that state often. So when she was in that state, I would ask all kinds of questions and be so intrigued by it. Even if I really wasn't intrigued by it, I did, because I wanted to keep her in that happy state as long as I could. And she says, "Let me see your guys' hand, your kids' hands." And so we put our hands out, and my mother grabbed my hands. And I said, What is it?" And she goes, "Nothing." And she never said another thing again. And then all of a sudden we were attending church regularly. It was the creepiest thing I had ever seen or dealt with. I had to be, I don't know. I don't know. I want to say I was like 9 or 10. Maybe it was a little before then. But I was little. I share this with you because that is how I found God, as a child. She jumped from religion to religion, different ones. And she finally settled on Seventh-day Adventist. If anybody knows anything about them, I think they're on the right track with worshiping on the Sabbath, the original Sabbath day, and stuff like that. But I think some of their rules are not really, they're not good. And they're not good because they're bad rules. They're not bad rules at all. They're just not good rules because they tend to exclude a lot of people that would really be interested in the Seventh-day Adventist religion, because they do try to follow the Bible very well. The problem is they're very, very open, very welcoming. They're lovely people. But because of them holding to the strict laws, the strict rules that they have, that kind of shuns some people away. I get that there's certain rules that are important, but at the same extent, you've got to take into consideration we're not living in the day and age without electricity and everything else. So keeping rules that were meant for that time in modern time really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Anyways, so this is how I got into my walk with the man upstairs. I've been walking with him since I was a child. I was a child and I had night terrors. Literally woke up in the middle of the night. I'd literally be screaming and crying and sweating. Literally, the dreams were not dreams. I was told that they were dreams. They were nightmares. They were constant. They were constant battles. I was constantly being attacked by something or chased by something. It was horrific as a child. I don't even remember. There's only one dream that I really, really remember the most. And so I'd wake up screaming and crying and terrified, literally terrified. She could not calm me down. And then one day, when we had been going to the Seventh-day Adventist church for a little while, and one day she sat me down after we got home from church, and she said, I'm going to give you a Bible verse. And I said, for what? And she goes, anytime you feel afraid, like when you wake up and you have the night terrors, or anytime you feel fear inside of you, you feel afraid of anything, even if it's not even real. Anytime you feel fear, I want you to say this Bible verse. And I said, okay, what is it? And she told me it was Psalms 56:3. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. I cannot tell you how many damn times I have said that Bible verse. I cannot tell you. And if I have friends who have children that they start telling me about their kids having fear over anything, it doesn't have to be night terrors or anything, just anything. My great niece Jaylee was doing baseball, and she was doing good. She loved it, and then something happened to where she got scared, and she was getting really shy and not like having the confidence that she had the seasons before. And my niece Megan had posted something on Facebook, so I decided I was going to reach out. So I told her, I said, listen, I explained the night terrors. I didn't go as in depth as I did here, because it was you're texting, you're typing. So I said, when I was a child, I had night terrors, and my mother had given me a Bible verse. And anytime I'm afraid of anything, I repeat this verse over and over and over and over and over and over and over again in my head until I'm not afraid. I said, maybe you could share that with Jaylee. And she goes, oh, I love that idea. So she did. She shared it with Jaylee, and now Jaylee has the Bible verse. So I'm out here sharing the Bible verse that I've used since I was a child. But I'm getting off topic here. So she gave me this Bible verse. And I cannot tell you, every time in my life when I became afraid, the first thing that I started doing was saying that prayer over, saying that Bible verse over and over and over and over and over and over again in my head, over and over and over. I could say it 1,000 times if I needed to. It would take the fear away. 2009. 2008 was when we had the Great Recession. And 2009, I was on the verge of losing my house, my marriage, pretty much everything. And I was struggling, horrifically struggling. And I felt lost and didn't know what to do. So, a friend of mine, our sons hung out together for years. So she had come over and we were drinking. And I got really, really drunk. And I remember going into the bedroom and I was listening to a particular song over and over again and bawling my eyes out. Just crying my eyes out. And I remember saying to God, laying on that bed with that music going and tears streaming down my face, I said to God, I see it. I understand why you put me in these relationships. I understand it. These are people who really need love. Not the love that they've been shown, but true unconditional love. And I said, I am overwhelmed with love all the time. That's just who I've always been. And I remember making a deal with God. I made this deal with God, and I said, listen, mind you, 3 sheets to the wind, listening to some sappy breakup song, crying my eyes out, and here I am making a deal with the man upstairs. Who the hell did I think I was? Had a little of that liquid courage, you know. I remember saying to God, I said, I promised you from when I was a small child that I would always hold love in my heart and I would always share it freely with whoever needed it. I promised you that when I found you. And I said, I understand that you allowed me to be filled with love, just who I am. I said, and I'm so grateful for that, that if you have to put me in shitty relationships because these people have never had unconditional love and they need to feel it so then they can come to you, you can use me all you want. I said, there's only one part of the deal though. And I said, I don't care if it happens before I die or if I have to wait until I get in heaven by you. I don't care which way. I said, it would be nicer if it was here on earth, but if it wasn't, I'm okay with that. I said, you just have to promise me one thing. And that one thing is, you will bring me the person who will love me for me, exactly who I am, how I am, and 100% think I'm just the greatest thing. Here I am, 3 sheets to the wind, making a deal with the man upstairs. And now I have to share with you. It happened. He fulfilled his end of the bargain. Our deal that drunken me in 2009 made with the man upstairs, the deal I made, he gave me. He gave me exactly what I asked for. I hoped that it would be on this earth, but I was okay if it was in heaven, if that was his will. And I told him that too. I said, but I'd really like it to be here on earth. I kid you not. The man upstairs is a freaking comedian. Because he gave me exactly what I asked for. He gave me somebody who was going to love me for me, flaws and all, and think that I'm totally spectacular and that they loved me unconditionally without judgment. And he gave me that. Hold on. It's crazy. So if you've been watching my videos, especially some of the first few ones, I tell you that I've gone on no dating thing for a while. I started it in 2020, and I went on I dated a couple of people in 23 and 24, but they were more just dates, not really anything that came of anything. And and I talk in all of my videos about learning to love yourself, find your true authentic self, and energetically leveling up. Get on your walk with the man upstairs. Never, never in my wildest dreams did I think The person the man had, the person that God had for me, that was going to love me unconditionally for who I am, 100%, no judgment. Do you want to know who that was? It was me. The whole almost 6 years. Because I started this journey of finding my true authentic self and loving myself and energetically leveling up, getting closer with the man upstairs. And little did I know that the person he sent to love me unconditionally without judgment was me. I can tell you that no matter what life has thrown at me over the last 6 freaking years, because January will be 6 years. Over the last 6 years, everything that I have gone through, I will tell you right now, I was gentle and kind with me. I was supportive. I kept pushing myself and saying, it's okay, you'll get through this. I started talking to myself like I loved myself. I asked him, and he gave it to me. He taught me to give me the love that I needed, the love that I had always longed for, that I had always wanted. I never had to look anywhere else for it. Never. I literally just had to get in solitude and get closer to him. The man upstairs is a funny man. Totally funny man. Anyways, I just wanted to leave that story with you. Because as my children were growing up and we took people in that needed a place to stay or whatever, and they came and stayed with us, when they left, they would all tell me the same thing. Whatever you're doing with your kids, keep doing it, because I have never been in a house that is filled with this much love. He says, and you all give that love the minute that somebody walks through that door. And that was a huge compliment. I loved hearing that. They didn't all say it that exact same way, but that's basically what they were saying. And little did I know that at any damn time I wanted to, I could have opened my eyes, started getting closer to him, and learned to love myself a hell of a lot sooner. Man upstairs got to be sitting upstairs shaking his head. I told you in some of my previous videos that sometimes I'm stubborn enough that he's got to smack me upside the head. That's why the ex that lied about me and got me arrested was necessary. Not because I did anything wrong to him, but because the man upstairs knew I was holding on to him for dear life. And the truth was, God said, nope, nope, nope. That's not who's supposed to love you. You're supposed to love you. Come on, let's go. And he knew damn well that if that had ever happened, I was done. It was all a blessing in disguise. At the time, it was horrible. I look back at it now, and all I think is, he's got a sense of humor. All this time, all I had to do was draw closer to him. And I would have figured out that the love of my life would be me. Because finding your true authentic self, learning to love yourself, and energetically leveling up, getting on your walk with the man upstairs, has been the best 6 years of my fucking life. So, if you want to figure out how to get there, feel free to reach out. I'll gladly help you. Anyways, guys, I will let you go for tonight. Love ya. Bye.